Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to part 10. We've made it all the way to part 10 of our business WordPress building series. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to slow down into theme, since I've been working with Themify, and I know that a lot of people have actually been coming into these videos on the search term for Themify. And so I kind of wanted to slow down before we move on a little bit, and I wanted to talk about each of the modules that are in Themify. So if you're wanting to know each of the things that's in it, this video will definitely be for you. We're actually going to scroll down on what we just built before, and we're going to turn on the builder here. You can actually do it here or in the top here. And it's just going to give us an ability to add a new section right here. And we're just going to add a brand new section because, well, it looks like we have one here. I probably could have used it, but I'll just get rid of that one. Looks like we have a few empty sections hanging around, actually. All right, so now we're going to add a new section. We're going to make it full width. Okay, and let's go ahead and set its background, its styling, so that we get rid of that defaulted blue that we're ending up with. All right, so we have one wide section. Okay, so now what I wanted to do, and actually let's give ourselves a little bit of margin too. You do that by going into the styling. Remember, margin pushes it away from the items around it. We want these to be equal. 15%. All right. Okay, I'm actually going to go in and get rid of that background color default too. It's setting it somewhere in the theme. I just haven't looked for it. All right, it was actually set. I just wanted to show you guys. It was actually set under page appearance in body. You know how we were working with the header? It was actually in body right here. There was a color preset for the body by default, and I must have set that in an earlier video or done it by accident. So I'm just going to update that, and it's going to get rid of this blue you see here. It was just irritating me that it kept popping in blue, and I kept having to manually override it by using, background color white, which I really don't want to do. Okay, so now we have this big blank section here, so we can turn our builder back on, and it doesn't have the blue anymore. All right, so now what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk a little bit about each of the items that are available to us inside of the modules for Themify. You have all these different modules here, and I think I'm going to try to make this a two-part series to do each one at a time. All right, so we're just going to go through real fast each one. Accordion is actually a JavaScript type item. It's a jQuery item. It's that thing that allows you to expand each section as you click it. It has different options. So like in this one, you see we have different accordion options. So in this one, we would say accordion title, and we would just say accordion 1, and then accordion content's fine. And then let's minimize that, and then let's add a new one, and then we would just say accordion 2. Right, et cetera, all the way down, right? So now we have two accordions. And you can have them as continuous panel or separated panels. I kind of like them as separated panels. And then you have the toggle mode, accordion or toggle. And then you can set the color of them by default. You can set them transparent. You can set them as a color. Let's just say that to match our rest of our site, say it was like the green or like the blue. We could go with that. I'm just going to go with this green, so they really stand out. Then you can do them rounded, glossy, kind of whatever you want to do, right? It's pretty cool. So I'll just leave them glossy. It's kind of like an iPhone look, right? Unless you want to go something a little more sophisticated, then maybe just go with like a shadowed or something like that. And then you have icon, closed icons, and open icons. These are going to be your font, Themify, your Font Awesome, and your Fontello. See, this is for the icon closed. See that? Now I just added that. And then on the open icon, let's do this up arrow. All right. So we just went ahead and created an accordion. And let's look at here's something about the styling I wanted to point out. So in the styling, say you wanted to change the text inside the accordion or in the header, something about Themify that took me a long time to find on my own that this will help you a lot. You have a couple ways to look at this. So the styling is automatically broken down. Sorry, is my table creaking. So that's automatically broken down right here. You have a tablet style, upward tablet style, and a phone style. And when you click each of these, the settings that you're setting in here applies to the one that you're clicked on. Okay? And then you have a global styles, which is everything. But your global style really is set right here, actually, at the desktop. Usually it applies to most things, or all desktops, obviously. And I think if there's no overrides, it will always default to that one. Like if you don't have anything set for mobile or desktop or whatever. But Themify always does, because by default it creates all your media queries, CSS, and everything for you. Anyway, so here's something about the editing the inside. So see this? The module title, the container, the title, the icon, the content. There's the CSS for each of the individual items. So like when we open Accordion 2, remember how I said it would let you do that? See that? Okay, so you wanted to edit this text. Well, back in the styling, we would go to container. See that? Then it has, or I'm sorry, not container. We would go to the content. And then it has font for the content. Watch this. See that? That's only editing the text inside. And when I first didn't know that about Themify, I didn't know there was even this drop down here that lets you edit each thing. This is the general settings. That applies to the whole container, the whole item. Anyway, so that's how you do it with each item. But that's an accordion, okay? And it opens and closes just like that. And that's for like a Q&A section or anything you can think of that you'd want for that. So let's get rid of that. We have an alert. This is a box that disappears when the X is clicked. You see this? It's like a call to action. And you can edit this the same exact way. You have all your headings, your alerts. You can change the color. You can change its background color. You have your ability to get rid of, or not get rid of, I'm sorry, change each of the information in it. You have alert styles. You can tell it what kind of style you want it to be. And then all that happens here is that when a user is on your page and they click this, like this real time when they click this, it just disappears. And that's an alert. We have a box. This is just a background with box with content in it. This is if you want to draw attention or draw something like, you know, give yourself a box on top of something like this. This here is a box, for example. It's not really a box, but it's just like a box with some HTML or content in it. So that's all that is. You have a button. This is a call to action button. In this case, you can choose all the stuff. I'm going to say like extra large, rounded. They have a solid background, but we haven't given anything. Alignment is center. We could say we want a full width button. I don't want a full width button. Downloadable means that when they click it, something can be downloaded from it. I'm pretty sure that's what this means. Yeah, download link. And then here's your button for as far as your text. If you want to open something in a light box or same window or a new tab. So if you want to send the user off to a new tab, your link, your button text, an icon for your button. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And you can override all these settings by default. Remember right here, button link, icon, you can edit all that stuff. So button's pretty straightforward. You can as many buttons as you want around your site. Call out, this is like kind of like an action. It's kind of like a alert that doesn't disappear. It has the same makeup as an alert, except the user can't close it. So this would be like if you're calling out like, hey, join our list or check out our specials or visit the shop or visit our YouTube channel or whatever, you could use that. So divider, pretty straightforward. Divider just creates a divider line that's editable inside your settings. You can make it double or dashed. If you have a line that's just like this, see this divider, how it's just like a solid line? You can also accomplish that through HTML just by doing a tag that's HR tag. But anyway, that's a divider. Fancy heading. This is like if you're wanting to do a heading with a subheading and then do some text under it. And that's all it is, you know, like this. Right? The heading link. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the link. Okay. And then the text alignment. This is like they said here, it's kind of like more of a fancier heading. And if you want a divider or no divider, and then you can set its font type and all that stuff. Well, I don't know if you can actually take it or do this font. Yeah, you can. The heading. See, and you can use like a Google font or something. Like let's just do something that's really wild looking, like even something like that. Right? Okay. So you can get a fancy heading. It's like shortcutting doing HTML for you. Feature. This is like a picture or a feature. Exactly what you see right here. These are called features, and there's tons of icons you can put in the circles. You can make circles only load halfway, part way, lots of stuff like percentage of the circle, right? Like let's go to 85%. See, now it's only going to be 85% loaded. Like you could do this. I did this one time when I was making a portfolio page, and I showed like skill set in this. Like how much do you know about Vue.js? Well, you could set it at 60% or 45%. How much do you know about, and you could actually make yourself a cool, like a company that does different stuff. Like how much do we focus on this part of our company? And that's kind of a cool way to use that. But this is pretty straightforward. The icon, the background, the color, the link, it can link to go somewhere, how you want it to look and all that. So that's pretty straightforward. And then remember, guys, I'm only doing this with one full width one, but if you were to grab it like this, go to the row options and say do 3 of these, for example. Now we have 3 blocks, and you can do multiples of these, right? Like your features, pull another feature into here, right? So I'm just kind of showing you the example of only using one block or a single full width row item, just for the case of showing each thing. A gallery is pretty straightforward. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It is just a gallery of all your pictures. Right here is going to be a bunch in here. Let's just grab like all these right here and update the gallery. And it's going to give me a gallery right here. And this gallery, you can do tons of stuff with it. You can grid, showcase, you'll see what I mean. and this is where it scrolls and has the pictures at the bottom. A light box, a slider, all kinds of stuff. You can give it a title, you can show thumbnails. I mean, it's pretty customizable. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. Linking, you can link it to a media file. You can link it nowhere so that none of the pictures go anywhere. You can make them rounded. You can make them drop shadowed. So that's a built-in gallery. And there's lots of gallery plugins for WordPress, but this one's kind of cool because it's built into Themify. Let's see. The icon, yeah, this is pretty straightforward as well. So it's just an icon with a label. So it's like if you want to do a Facebook icon or any of that kind of stuff, it's just icons being used in your site. Then you have image. That's pretty straightforward, just an image. A layout part, we talked about this. This is where you can pre-set up layouts, and then you can add a layout part and call to it. A login form, this is exactly like you expect it. It is a login form for the back end of your website. Or if you create a user area, you can log in there. Map, you know what that is. Menu, this is you can call a menu from where you've pre-set up a menu. So see, this is a menu that it's calling for: about, terms, price, policy, FAQ. Guess what that is? It's just defaulting to our main menu. So we can go create a custom menu and put it anywhere in the site if we want to add our main menu anywhere. That's pretty cool. I think I'm probably just going to keep this video short and cut it right here. This is a mini part 1 of 2. And so in the next one, we're going to keep going through and kind of looking at each of these options to show you what they each do. The rest of them are pretty easy and straightforward as well. And then we'll talk about what's called add-ons. And these are additional things that you get when you get the Themify package, the year package for, I think it's $89 for the cheapest packaging. It's everything they have, all their themes, all their plugins and everything. I will leave a link in the description. Yes, it's an affiliate link. So, but no, I'm not sponsored by this company in any way. I've actually used it for like almost 4 years now. So I'm only sharing it because I really like it and I use it all the time myself. For all sites I build, I start on Themify. But we'll talk about that in the next video. That's going to wrap us out for part 10. We're in the double digits now. And like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in part 11.